Welcome to another edition of Launch Trajectories from the Abington LaunchBox. I'm Peter Hornberger, the director of the LaunchBox here at Penn State Abington, and I'm joined with one of our student entrepreneurs and very soon to be a graduate of Penn State Abington, but we got it in just before graduation day, at least in the recording side. By the time we release this, you're going to be a graduate.
Yeah, correct.
But Orest Luzeckyj, thanks for joining us and spending some time with us in a busy time and exciting time for you as a soon-to-be graduate.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course. So, Orest, I've gotten a chance to work with you as your instructor in a couple of classes, but that's not why we're here. We're here because you've done some really cool things with your artwork, and I think it's an opportunity for us to talk about not only student entrepreneurship, but arts-based entrepreneurship as well, because I think those are two things that are very important at the core of particularly the Abington LaunchBox and how we support those different things. So I'm thankful for you taking time to share a little bit about your story.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool. So normally we would have released this during Penn State's Startup Week, which happens usually around the end of March. But Startup Week 2025 was a really busy time, particularly for you. Yeah. So first, before we get to why it was so busy, can you tell me what is it that you've been working on? What's the thing that has brought you into this space? You've been working with LaunchBox now for a couple of months, but what's been the start of that you're working on?
Yeah, so I made a series of woodcut prints back in 2022, and the reason why I wanted to pursue that medium was because it would allow me to duplicate or mass produce my artwork. And basically the whole art form is I get a piece of wood and I carve it, and then I coat that carving with a layer of ink, and then I transfer that onto a piece of paper, and that's the final product or the final artwork. And so basically I've just learned how to build a business around my artwork. Okay. And in recent years, like since I've created the series, I began promoting it on social media. Nice. And making short form social media content. Yeah. And I remember my videos have reached over 1 million views. I think. I think I saw several million. Yeah,
on some
I think
of them. So I know you're being
humble. 6.8.
Yeah.
And I think a video I posted on Monday is up to 3 million. So it ranges. Some of them they'll go up really high, and then.
And I think that's an important piece, because you talked about what the medium is, how you do it. You kind of gave me the recipe. You told me about it. But I remember walking through our Woodland building one day, and I saw this art hanging on the wall. And I immediately stopped. And I was like, something was just really engaging with it, and it drew me directly to it right away. Stopped me in my tracks. I walked right up to those pictures. And then I looked at the label next to it. I said, I saw your name. I went, oh, I know that guy.
Yeah, I was in your freshman seminar class. I think it was like one of the first classes I ever had on campus, too.
Yeah, and now I get to see you on the way out the door, too. But that's to me what I really was impressed with your art, is that it has this power, this strength. And I think that's what you're also talking about in social media, where you're not doing anything extravagantly different than other people are posting on these places like Instagram. You don't have better lighting, you don't have better equipment, you don't have $1 million producer.
Exactly, no.
Right? You're not doing things that are not attainable by other people, except your art of choice has this ability to attract, engage, and connect with people.
Yeah, thank you. And that's one of the main reasons I chose to use monsters or little creatures as a subject matter, because I felt it had the most mass appeal. I think anyone can enjoy any of the creatures and really identify with it, because a monster doesn't have a gender, ethnicity. It's kind of just it's something you can easily just see, understand, and enjoy. Yeah. So I understood that, I think, early on. That's why I chose that. But I've also been drawing monsters my whole life. I've kind of tied it in with my identity as an artist. Nice. And I kind of want to, moving forward, establish myself as the monster artist.
In my mind, you are. Yeah. So I think that's good, and several million views on Instagram means I think you're getting there. So this is good, and as you start doing this, I'm sure as a young child, the plan wasn't to turn this into a business. Even 2022, when you were starting to do this for the art gallery, when was it in your mind that this could also be a business for you?
I think actually right when I started the series, when I first made it, because I wanted to mass produce my artwork, and also with woodcut printmaking, you carve the wood, and then once that wood is carved, that's it. So I figured that if I could like make the best images I can, the most perfect images, then it would make them even more likable. I've tried starting my own business multiple times before, going back to I think even like 4th grade. I would so I would go to this certain vending machine.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Well, keep it vague. So I don't know when the statute of limitation runs out.
Oh,
So
no,
whatever you did as a fourth grader.
I would go to this specific vending machine that sold certs, like the certs mints.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find them anywhere else, but I just enjoyed them. And what I would do is I would get my dad to buy them for me, and then I would go and sell them at school to students. But what ended up happening was I was giving my friends lower prices. I was charging them less, and then another student was going to rat me out to the principal, and I had this closed shop.
There
but
you go.
I think I broke even in total. I would sell them for like a quarter a pack.
Yeah. Why not? But there you go. You were so you were a business person right away.
Yeah, I think maybe I always have been a little business minded.
It sounds that way to me. You know, as you're working these things out, you're planning, you're executing. You even had discount models already. It's a,
and
10 or 11-year-old, you're working that through.
And I tried building my own clothing brand beforehand. I think when I was a senior in high school, I only had like one design. I didn't really know what I was doing. I just had a lot of energy, and I just wanted to I just wanted to figure out how to work, make that work, but it didn't really go anywhere. And then,
well, it sounds like we're going somewhere now, though.
Yeah,
right?
But that's what I'm saying. Like there's been a few tries before, and I've learned so much.
I'm still trying myself, and I'm still at the level of breaking even would be wonderful for me. So I just wind up basically funding my own hobbies. But so that's how I kind of started into this series of questions. Is you were super busy during Startup Week. We decided to do this podcast after because you were involved in a lot of things related to the development of this business idea.
Yeah.
So run me through, what was it that you were doing, and how did those things turn out?
Well, so I competed in 2 business competitions, and I'd just like to say it's because of you that you told me about both competitions and encouraged me to apply. Right. You even helped me get my video together. Of course. And I took your class, which helped me build everything all together and just formulate my own business model and plan and see everything more clearly. So, I mean, first of all, let's start with there. You told me, where I should be going, and I followed your direction.
You did.
And thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, and I'm going to send the thank you back as well. I say it to everyone, but some of them listen, like Orest, and others don't, but I appreciate it.
But, so I participated in 2 business competitions. One was the Inc. U competition, and that was a really big production. It involved a professional video being made about my business. And I had to get together, actually, I can't remember. I think it was a 3-minute speech.
Yeah, yep, 3 minutes.
I can't remember. Yeah.
I mean, it's okay.
That's weird. But, so then I went up to Penn State during Startup Week, and I gave my pitch in front of a panel of judges and a live audience. And I was lucky that they chose second place. I won second place in that competition, which helped me secure a lot of funding for my business.
Good.
And it's given me a lot more confidence in myself too, because I always have self-doubts, and this was kind of winning second place in this competition, being that it's such a big deal. It was very confirming for me that what I'm doing will lead to something more.
I fully agree, and I also I see a little bit more of that in you as you're coming back. The things we're working on with you here in the LaunchBox, they're taking on a different scale. There's a different things are different. Everything just seems to be amplified, and I think that's one of the things that I really like about even just your participation. The second place is awesome. I love that you were rewarded for your hard work, your ability to present with that. But I also appreciate the fact that now it's also helping you to see yourself as
it really has.
You belong here as an entrepreneur.
it just helped me. It just gave me so much confidence that I think I needed, because it is a big endeavor.
Yeah, it is. And, we were talking before we started production of this about, what this process was like for you. And one of the things that popped up was, like, I wanted to know, what do you think? There's lots of amazing entrepreneurs everywhere. The Penn State ecosystem is one of the best ecosystems for entrepreneurs to develop in the entire country. I believe we're in the top 10 in the United States as ecosystems to support entrepreneurship.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, and additionally, we've got amazing students doing amazing things. You got to meet several of them at these competitions. Yeah. What do you think it is that the judges saw in your business that allowed them to say, amongst the other amazing entrepreneurs throughout this entire Penn State University ecosystem, there's a couple that rose to a point where they deserve additional special recognition? What do you think it was about your presentation, yourself, your business that drew them to you?
I think I was just really honest and straightforward with the judges. I didn't try to, emphasize anything, and I had a lot to back up my presentation, and I gave kind of like a clear trajectory of how my business has grown up to the point where it is. Like, I talked about how I developed this series, and then I talked about how I was able to have my own solo exhibition as a result through Penn State Abington, and then I talked about how I tested local markets over the summer of 2024 in the Philadelphia area, and I was able to show how it all kind of snowballed into this big thing, into what it is now. Yeah. And I think it was very easy for them to understand, how it's gotten up to this point, and also see where it could go in the future. And I also think I gave a lot of examples of how I can monetize my creations, such as like through T-shirts or, illustrating a book or putting them onto mugs. Like anything that I can put them onto, I can likely sell. So I made sure I communicated that to them as clearly as possible.
And I can see it. I mean, we've already been. I'm looking at your T-shirt right now.
This is a little demo.
Right. Yeah. Right. So you're doing that. You're prototyping. You're testing, seeing how things work out. I've seen stickers. I've seen thank you notes, and there's all kinds of things that are happening. And again, you're doing these things in a matter of weeks. Not I have an idea. I'm going to work on it for a year. Yeah. You're really moving fairly rapidly through these different iterations of your models.
Well, the thing is, I think it's because I think I spent so long making everything, so now it's just kind of, I already did all the work beforehand, so I think that's why.
That's cool.
But yeah, I guess I am moving fairly quickly.
I think so. And we've been talking about as this kind of nebulous it. Let's name the series of art that you're doing. Yeah. Let's talk about your Instagram, because I think that's also a thing that your art is amazing, but you're also doing really, really well in branding and social media and even the way you're shipping out and engaging with your customers that are buying things. You're operating so many different levels. You're doing this in your own way that I think has become part of your brand. Yeah. Tell me, what is the name of the series that you're working on? Where do we find it? So if someone wants to buy it, where would they look? Yeah. And most importantly, how do we connect with you on social media? Yeah, so my handle is Monsters on a Picnic. That's just the name I like to give it. I thought it was a unique, kind of playful, fun name. Yeah. And I like that there's kind of like a contradiction between the idea of monsters and picnics. Like, monsters can be seen as scary, but a picnic is like joyful, which that's like a juxtaposition I like to play around with in my artwork in general. So that was a name I identified with. Yeah. But so yeah, that's my handle, Monsters on a Picnic, or you could look up my name, Orest Luzeckyj, on Instagram, which should also pull up. And then my Etsy can be found in the link in my bio on my Instagram. My Etsy is also called Monsters on a Picnic. Yeah. That's where I'm currently selling from. Good. And so as we're talking about the Monsters on a Picnic things, there are other things that you've been doing at Penn State. You've obviously been getting your degree. You're working in some of your studio spaces, both on campus and at home. You've talked about the business idea competitions like InQ that you were in. LaunchBox, are there other things that you've been able to utilize while you've been at Penn State that are helping you build the business as you go? Well, I've taken a number of business courses that just help to
like I used that knowledge and put it towards my business. Like I took a strategic management course this semester, and it pointed out a lot of, just things I should be aware of moving forward. Mm-hmm. I've also, like, a number of my art classes, like the professors here are amazing. Like, I first took my freshman year of college, I took my first printmaking course with Professor Bonnie Leventhal, mm-hmm. who introduced me to the medium. Yeah. And if it wasn't for that class, none of this would have happened. So, and then moving, a few years forward after I made the whole series, Professor John Thompson, who directs the art gallery, offered me the opportunity to exhibit my work and have my own solo exhibition on campus, which, was another big thing, because that's actually got my first few sales from that exhibition of my woodcuts. And like you've been saying, you saw my work from that, and then that's how we kind of reconnected after a couple of years.
Indeed.
And another thing, I'm a marketing management major, mm-hmm. and a part of the major, a requirement is to find an internship.
Yep, that's right. I do remember this, yeah.
And I was lucky enough to get an internship with A Creative Studios, who is a like Philadelphia area social media marketing agency. Mm-hmm. And I was so lucky to get that because I was able to learn how to make content, and what I learned most from them was how to pace myself in posting content, and because you want to film certain days and then you want to edit others, and once again, everybody there was so amazing and so helpful. Like, they were so patient with me.
That's so
being cool. Being that I was like the unexperienced intern, I would make mistakes all the time, but I was never scolded for it, or it was always an opportunity for me to learn and improve. So, I mean, any other intern who gets to work with A Creative Studios, I'd say you're so lucky to be able to do so, because it's really helped me a lot.
Yeah, and it's great to hear, because that's what we want your internship experience to be. Yeah. And I'm so glad you had that, and I hope it's pretty clear as we start seeing how 1 + 1 + 1, all these things add up. How is he able to create this amazing, engaging, short form social media content? And he said, well, all right, well, he took some classes, but he also did an internship, plus he's also just super talented and does a lot of learning and development on his own as well. Yeah. And that's, I think, what you've been a good example of, is showing how your diversity of skills and interest is also really well connected to, well, that makes it's not a challenge to think, why are you now in entrepreneurship? Because this is what you do.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly, I owe a lot to that internship. They taught me so much.
Yeah, and I remember when we were talking about you getting it, we were looking at different places. I still remember, the email of you saying, I got one. Yeah. I was like, oh, this is great, perfect. And even then, I didn't start connecting those dots until just now either. So if you're ever wondering, I'm not all that bright at something.
No. But, I mean, why would you? I mean,
that's right. Yeah. No. And then also, we're looking at your art, and this is important. This is valuable. This is one of the ways you're going to generate revenue and enjoyment for your life. How are you protecting some of this stuff? Can you talk a little bit about some of the steps you're going into copywriting and making sure that's helpful to make sure that you and your intellectual property maintain its value?
Yeah. So, I mean, when an artist makes an artwork, it automatically has the artist copyright, but I want to go a little step further, just because I'm printing them onto T-shirts. So I'm officially copywriting my designs that I'm printing onto shirts.
Good.
And I want to keep full ownership of everything and protect it the best I can moving forward.
Yeah,
so that's a big concern. Yeah, it's a big concern for me.
Yeah, and these are all things that I didn't know about. Like I cognitively, I'm sure that's there, but when we started talking about it, I said, I need someone smarter than me is going to need to help you. And fortunately, we got you connected up, through some of my other colleagues to some help with intellectual property and protecting that as well at Penn State. Yeah,
even the legal clinic helped me set up my own LLC.
Great.
So just to further solidify my business in total, and even they helped me file my fictitious business name, Monsters on a Picnic. So, I mean, I've Penn State has had a big part in helping me grow my business, and that's nothing that I could have expected, but it's been amazing. So,
and we're glad to have gotten to work with you over all this time. but what's next? So where are we going from here? I know we're working on some new ideas. You're wearing the prototype T-shirt, so I know this is part of this. What are some of the things that we're going to be looking for in the next several months from you?
Well, I think it'll just be T-shirts. I'm trying to really get them up and running and make them available to as many people as possible. Cool. I'm planning on making all the T-shirts by hand through screen printing.
Nice.
And each of them are going to be double color prints. And yeah, I'm going to initially release 4 designs to start out with, because I feel that people, they have favorites among them. Mm-hmm. So starting out with 1, I feel like might lose a little engagement.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Some people are looking for different things, so just make it more accessible to everyone. And then moving forward, just start putting more designs on the T-shirts, mm-hmm. As well as making new designs.
Good. And
thinking of new ways to make content. Like, so far I haven't showed me carving any of the wood. I feel that I can make something that would do fairly well through that vein, and even film me making the shirts through screen printing.
I do remember when we were talking about the T-shirts. That was one of the things you had in mind before any of this even started, was that I want to show the process of this, so when people buy a shirt, they know where it was made, how it was made, and they can see this is exactly where it came from. And I thought that was a wonderful way to, again, not only create great content, but then have that follow through of the content you're watching on Instagram or TikTok is now available for purchase in other places. Because
I don't want to, like artists, sometimes they have to, bow down to galleries, or they're just, if they're not well established, then they really don't have any resources to, build a large audience or connect with one. So I kind of wanted to figure out a way to do that independently, and I think that I've been doing it successfully through social media, and I want to be kind of like an independent artist initially, and really establish myself independently, and I don't want anyone to have any ownership over anything. So that's what I've been. That's another like big concern for me.
And again, I'm really appreciative of you sharing these thoughts and experiences, because I'm not an artist, and I don't have those experiences, and I don't know what it would feel like if I saw someone taking my creative work and saying, it's an easy thing, you just photocopy it or you download it from the internet and slap it on a T-shirt. And you're like, but that's not what the art is about. And and I would imagine that would be incredibly distressing for the artist to see someone saying, it's just a copy and paste thing, and it's not for you.
Yeah, that's my property. You just stole it. So
that's right.
That's what I would say.
That's what you should say. And we're going to help make sure that is part of that ability for us to protect, help you protect the hard work you've put into this.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's easy for me. I just sit back and say, I don't know anything, but we have an intellectual property law clinic and we have a legal clinic, because they know what they're talking about, and we refer you on. But all the way back to that comment I made about how Penn State is this amazing ecosystem for that's why, right? Mm-hmm. We've already listed off like 5 or 6 different entities, events, support systems within Penn State that make it so that anyone within this ecosystem can access this. And it's not just for students. This is for anyone in and around Pennsylvania can access, particularly the LaunchBox network, utilize the resources, and follow on and be the next story like Orest that's doing the thing that they have been doing since 4th grade, and now this is the next step for them.
And I think it's like you get what you put into it. I mean, if you put so much energy into one thing, I think other people will notice, at least even your professors, and they're going to want to help you succeed. That's what I've experienced.
I'm glad to hear that. That makes me feel good, because this place, I think, does a really good job. We're a massive entity. And there's lots of things that we sometimes get accolades for. There's lots of things that we get, not so great reviews on. But at the end of the day, I think the intent is to support and help not only our students, but the communities that we're in and we serve. Mm-hmm. So any other final words as we're getting ready to wrap up? Any words of encouragement for other entrepreneurs, artists that are working on something, even if they're in 4th grade? How do we keep that that fire burning so that they know this is doable. This is a thing that's not small, right? You're talking about the effort, the consistency that you're putting into this, but it's not impossible.
Yeah, I think it's important to continue to learn, and I mean, just like you want to kind of like it's not gonna, it probably won't happen on the first try, and like when you repeat something or keep trying something over and over again, that's how you learn so much. But even in going, pursuing my degree, I mean, that's helped me to learn more about business in general.
Yeah.
But that 4 years, I've put a lot of energy and thought into my business and into my art in general, and that's helped it to become more solid moving forward. And like I said, there's been a number of failed attempts, but through each one, I've learned so much, and it's helped me to grow as a person, and as a business person too, like my business in general.
Those are great words, and as you're saying that, I'm also looking at your T-shirt, and I don't know the answer to this, so I'm going to take a chance here. How many times were you carving something in your plywood that just didn't work, right? Like I've seen the ones that did work.
Yeah.
But we don't oftentimes, as the ones that enjoy the art, we see the wins.
Yeah.
You, as the artist, see the ones that didn't make it. I'm just taking a total assumption. Some of them didn't work out for you as you started this out.
Yeah. I mean, some of them I would make simple mistakes and I would be able to work around them and just incorporate them into the design. But there was, I think, only 2 designs that what happened was the blade that I was using to carve the wood was too dull, and instead of cutting the wood, it tore it, and it destroyed like one of the most important fine details. I think it was like an eyeball. Yeah. So I couldn't. It just didn't communicate that it was. Yeah. So, yeah, I had a freak out that day, but. I mean, that's okay. I'm gonna remake that one because it was such a good design. But
I like that.
It was only 2, yeah.
But again, I also like that part of the way you share your attitude about these things is like there was a mistake.
Yeah.
It was a failure, but I learned from it.
Yep.
You mentioned maybe there were some emotions attached to this, a little bit of anger.
Yeah, I was so bummed.
But you moved on, and what I like about it now is time has passed, and you're like, yeah, but I can still go back to that, and I can still do that. And I think that's a great lesson for anyone that's doing anything hard. Starting a business, making art, learning a new skill, is expecting it to work on the first try is just not going to happen. Yeah. So, whether we're riding a bike, learning how to juggle, or learning how to start a business, the best way to do it is to get your failures out of the way now, so we can open the door for success later.
It's more like, I think maybe you might have success on like your 100th or 300th try.
Yeah.
That's what I've experienced just with my own pursuits.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not good that it takes 300 tries, but it's good that you're living proof that resiliency is a great trait.
Yeah.
And if you can go through 100 failures, you get to be on a podcast with us here, and we'll talk about these things. Not really a great goal. Aim higher.
This is amazing. Yeah. No.
But I really appreciate not just the time you spent today, but as someone that got to engage with you, and I believe your first semester on this campus.
Yeah.
And now we're literally one day away from your
tomorrow
walk across the stage.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I got to be at both ends of the journey here at Penn State, and I can't wait to see what we do after your time here, because the time that hopefully we engage and work on things together, it's not over.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I hope not.
Thank you.
So I appreciate you sharing the time. One more time before we go, someone wants to look this up, they want to engage, they want to follow you on social media, they want to find the store. Give me one last time, where do we track you down?
Yeah, so on Instagram, just Monsters on a Picnic. Should I spell it out, or?
I think we can handle that. Your spell out your name and your Instagram handle, though.
And then, so that's my Instagram handle.
It is
Monsters on a Picnic
is
the Instagram handle. But like in the bio, my name is also in there, so you could also look me up. But Orest Luzeckyj, Orest Luzeckyj. And then my Etsy is now Monsters on a Picnic as well.
Right.
So, but you could find that just by in the link in my bio.
Yeah, and we'll put links here in the podcast and the show notes as well, of course. And thanks again for not only being courageous and doing all this great work, but then also taking time out of your day to come back and share the story.
Of course, yeah. Thank you.
No worries. So we're looking forward to whoever's next up on this list. So check us out. We're on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. You'll get to hear stories from entrepreneurs just like Orest at the Penn State level. And then we also do educational programming as well. So follow us as well at Abington LaunchBox on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for the time, Orest. We'll see you next time.
All right.